Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I greet each and every one of you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Uh, the reason why I'm making this video is because I have to be honest that God really put a burden on my heart to 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 make this video. Not only this one, there will be more to come. It's about testimonies of my life, what I went through in the past and where I am today. Well, I have to admit it was not easy. You see, especially when you don't have spiritual knowledge, especially when you're confused. I won't say I blame my ancestors, but it's where I grew up and how I grew up. This is the reason why I find myself in the position where I found myself. But at the same time, I thank God every day, this day's reason, because of what I went through. Because today I'm a better man, and today I can share this testimony because I know there are other people, thousands of people that are going currently through what I went through in the past. So, beloved, I first want to introduce myself first before I continue with the testimony. My name is Leon. My surname is Herbst. Uh, my father is a black man. I never knew him. I never met him. My mother is a colored. So I stayed with my mother. Uh, she took me in because, as my grandmother explained to me, that my father didn't even knew when he left my mother that she was pregnant. So I stayed with my mom. In 1995, my mother passed on. So my grandmother didn't have a choice. She took the responsibility by taking me in. But I wasn't alone. We were five, uh, two boys and three girls. So, beloved, it was really painful, everything I went through. I'm the second born, by the way. I'm the second born. My sister, her name is Charlene Herbs. She's the eldest, and I come after her. So, uh, what is actually happening, what happened in my family is the time when my mother passed away. There was a someone that stayed with us for years. That's how my grandmother told me that this person was staying for years in the backyard, in the shack. But this person was a Sangoma. She stayed for years in this yard with us. But now, what happened was, uh, there came a time in 1995 when my mother passed on. She was sick. So they diagnosed her and they said it was because of TB. She passed away. And soon after that, her brother, her brother's girlfriend stabbed him in the neck with a mace and he bled to death. That was, say, about 6 months after my mother passed on. And not long after that, it was my great grandfather. He was also sick and he passed on. But now, in 1 year, three people. So my mother were confused because now for her it didn't make sense. Why is it that my family just keep on dying like flies? But we did nothing by then. Uh, Things went on. In that 1 year, in 95, three people already passed on. In the following year, then it was my grandmother's husband. So she said, no ways. Now I have to find out what is really going on. Now, the Sangoma that I was telling you about that stayed with us for years in the backyard, she had a friend. So it seems like she was fighting with a friend. She There was a misunderstanding between them. So what happened was, I know that was this was all the work of God, because now what happened was, when she fought with a friend came to my grandmother, and a friend told my grandmother that there's something, and this friend stays in the same street where we stay. The friend stays in the same street where we stay. So now the friend came to my grandmother, and the friend told my grandmother that, hey, there's something that I need to tell you. You see that the people are dying in your family. This is because of the house. There's someone that's after this house, my grandmother's house. That friend of the Sangoma told my grandmother that there's someone that's after this house. So now, for that person, in order to get this house, she have to kill everyone that stays in this house. And we were a big family staying in this one house. So my my grandmother started asking questions. She asked this friend of the Sangoma, what is really happening? Can you please explain to me? Then this friend give my grandmother all the secrets, what is actually happening. It's the same Sangoma that stays in this yard with us that are busy killing my family because she wants the house. She wants to become an owner of the house. So what this friend told my grandmother was, she wants us to pray each and every night before we sleep. And she even mentioned this. She said, you don't have to say a lot of words or beautiful words, because God doesn't listen to your beautiful words. He's looking at the heart. So now see this. After she told my grandmother this, my grandmother didn't believe that just by prayers we can overcome this. What my grandmother did, she also went to a Sangoma for help. There is where she opened the door for the enemy to come into our life. She also went to a Sangoma for help. I remember the day when she took me and my sisters and my brother to the Sangoma. So the first time when we came to the Sangoma, the Sangoma called us in this room one by one. But the time when I went in, the Sangoma asked me questions about the Sangoma that stays in our yard. So I said, I don't really know anything about the Sangoma that stays here in our yard. I don't want to lie. But what I do know is this Sangoma is so friendly, because this Sangoma always call me and give me food. This Sangoma always call me and give me food. That's what I know. And it also, obviously send me as a child. I have to go, send me to the shop to buy her stuff, bring back, and then she'll pay me with food. But now see this Sangoma told me something that I seriously, I don't want to lie, because this was also a shocking news for me. This Sangoma asked me, do you see that times it was that old 5 cents we used to buy with 5 cents. So we had that old brown 5 cents, the big ones, not the small ones. You get the small ones was silver, remember. The big ones was like bronze. So now we had that big ones, but that so the Sangoma asked me, in the yard where you stay, do you see 5 cents? I said, yes, there's a lot of 5 cents that we always pick up in the yard, and there's green on it. The Sangoma said the reason why you see that there's green on that 5 cents is because it's because sunlight soap is used on that 5 cent. That the person that threw the 5 cents in the yard applied sunlight soap on top of the 5 cents. That's the reason why you see it's green. You see the bar soap, that the not the powder, the bar soap, the sunlight. Yes. So now see this. The same 5 cents that I was asked about that we pick up in the yard, I saw it in the Sangoma's shack. There were a lot of them there, but those ones doesn't have green on it. There were a lot of 5 cents in the shack of the Sangoma, which I saw because I was the one who she always called to send to the shop. I was the one who she always called to give food. So there was a lot of 5 cents there that I saw. But now, for me, I didn't think about it that way, that this 5 cents have a meaning here, a spiritual meaning. I just took it that maybe she's always busy losing her money here in the yard. So we pick up, we take it for ourselves, and then we keep it in the house. Little did we know that even by doing that, we also open a door for our family to die. Now, the Sangoma spoke to me, the one that we went to, where my grandmother took us to. The Sangoma spoke to me, and the Sangoma told me that there's a black shadow on top of my head. But to remove the shadow, I need to come and see him every day. To remove the shadow, I need to come and see him every day. He asked me about my dreams. What do I want to become in the future? I said, a doctor. That Sangoma said, everything is possible, but I have to obey. But you know, the funny thing was, even though this Sangoma asked me to come every day, this Sangoma didn't ask my sisters or my brother. I was the only one that had to go every day. I was the only one that had to go every day. But I disobeyed. I never went every day. I think I went twice and then I just stopped. Then I just stopped. But at the same time, in that year, when my, that was in 96, when my grandmother's husband died, it still continued. My sister passed on because she was sick. My aunt passed on in the same year. So my grandmother said, because of the fact that I'm relaxing, you see what is happening. The people keep on dying, and we know now who's the enemy. So we went to a lot of sangomas. Some of them even came to our house, sprinkled things on the house, gave us things that we should use morning hours. She said, this is strictly for morning hours. Don't be afraid of people that will see you using this morning hours, because at the end of the day, it's for you all to save your family. So you have to be committed. You have to obey everything that I'm telling you to do. You have to do. I remember the things that she gave us was like uh, it looks like green grass, green grass. But as soon as you mix it with water, it becomes black. When you mix it with water, it becomes black. So she told us that that is what we're supposed to sprinkle all of the whole yard and on top of the roof. But that time, the Sangoma was still staying here in the yard, the one that always gave me food and sent me to the shop. My brothers and sisters, we will continue with part two of my testimony. But please, thank you for each and every one of you that is going to listen to this testimony. We're still going to continue, and you will still see what I went through. But today, I understand that I had to go through everything that I went through because of what God placed inside of me. I only understand this today. And I'm more than grateful. I'm more than happy that I went through everything, because now I have a spirit of discernment. God blessed me because of His grace. I can discern now. I'm super careful